Spirituality Now podcast is sponsored by Delaflor Teachings International, a spiritual and systemic coaching and consulting company with the mission to help individuals, businesses, and corporations create brilliant futures through sustainable transformation. Also sponsored by the Network for Human Empowerment, a philanthropic TV network that serves Spanish-speaking communities with free, conscious education aimed to empower individuals to become the best versions of themselves. And our podcast producer, Ascend Media, Authority Syndication, delivering premium video marketing, podcast production, and social syndication.
Welcome to the Spirituality Now podcast, a podcast committed to supporting you in your journey to life mastery and personal enlightenment. Welcome to the Spirituality Now podcast. I am your host, a very grateful host today, Yvonne Delaflor. Because usually I do a lot of intros we do our advertising, which, we're a philanthropic podcast. So I practically advertise our sponsors, which are my company, Delaflor Teachings International, Ascend Media Productions, and our team and all of that. And I take a while to do that. But today I've chosen not to do that because we have an incredible guest, and I want and it follows. It is not that follows. Actually, she's a force behind one of our guests too. They are each other forces behind each other, right? We interview the beloved Suzanne Raja, which he's such a warrior sage, a sage warrior, and an incredible human being. And today we have his beloved, a goddess, a mentor, a mother, his wife, and a truly extraordinary teacher. And what for me as a woman, she's an embodiment of what the divine feminine or the divine in a woman, because sometimes we say divine feminine and it kind of excludes the wholeness of being, right? It polarizes so much to talk only about the feminine or only about the masculine that we enter into pendulums of beliefs. We enter into pendulums of this or that, and she really embodies it all. So let me introduce her to you. I'm just going to go right into it. Her name is the beautiful, and you need to follow her because she's gorgeous also externally, gorgeous inside, gorgeous outside. Miss Suzanne Raja. Suzanne has been called one of the foremost leaders and pioneers of the women's transformational movement. She's lovingly recognized as a unique mentor, a wise woman, and bold spirit who guides clients into their highest vibrational frequency, where their femininity becomes the essence of their expression and the unshakable source of their peace and success. She helps her clients heal and release their masculine distortions. I love this so much. She did that with me, actually. I'll talk about this eventually in the podcast. So they can unify their energy for the creation of wholeness, radiance, and bliss. The evidence of her work shines brightly in her clients' newfound experience of life in serene flow. Just feel that, serene flow, as their relationship to family, work, partner, and self awakens to maximal passion, purpose, and possibility. So I want to hand the microphone to beloved Suzanne. Welcome, my beloved friend, guide, goddess, one of my mentors. Before you say hi, I do want to pay tribute to you, publicly, because when I was going through a divorce in 2000, my goodness gracious, 16, when you park the past is already, and you transcend it and you honor it and you love it. It's hard to think about time. But and you reach out to me with full wisdom and full support, and you even offer me, it was like a free session, but it was more than a free session. It was like a time traveling thing into my femininity, into power, into taking responsibility for my creation. And it actually helped set in motion a lot of my choices of going through the completion of what seemed to be, something that was breaking, but actually was opening, right? But it helped me a lot. It was one of the main important ingredients for me to move forward in elegance, power, femininity, and presence. So, welcome, beloved. Now that I pay you tribute, tribute where tribute is due, the microphone is all yours. Welcome.
Oh, Yvonne, I am just drinking in your words. And I'm so grateful to be here. I am so honored, and it is such a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my gosh, it's like for me, it's an honor. I know how busy you are, the same as Satyan, but because you are so, you really are like, when I think of you, I think of the goddess Tara for some reason. Since I met you, we met through a mutual, former mentor of Satyan and I, and still mentor, because there's no such thing as a former mentor, right? Once they are mentors, their mentorship goes on in our cells, in our future, in our results. Kevin Nations, and I remember when I met you, I was like, where did she come from? You felt like emerging from the lotus, like the old sage Padmasambhava, but like his consort, like the Dakini. I was like, who is she? So, beloved, share a little bit about you. Share who Suzanne Raja is, wherever you want to start, because I know that intuition guides you, and benevolence and this juiciness guides you. So please take this podcast wherever spirit is guiding you to take it.
Yes, thank you. Well, it is spirit that has guided me. And when I really listen to spirit and where spirit wants to move me, it is such a joy and it is such an ecstasy for me to serve those that I serve. And, you had mentioned that the time where I had given you a session and had spoken with you and it was not something that I asked for payment. Let me tell you, here's the thing. The thing is this, is that when spirit calls, answer it. And if it's, and my passion has been to embrace and empower. And so whether or not this is something that comes in the energy of financial abundance or not, when spirit calls me to go and to be and to serve, I do that fully. And I'm always taken care of, always. And this is the thing. It's like, where is spirit calling you? What is the love that's inside of you that must be given right now? If you're listening to this, what is that has been inside your soul, that has been sitting with you, sitting maybe on your heart? And what is that which is an opportunity for you to be the best that you can be, giving the most love that you've got inside of you without holding back, and trusting that love must be given, trusting that love will be received. And from that place, you're just living it's just heavenly. It really is heavenly. And there's really not a lot to do. And there's a whole lot to receive, because that's really the only thing that you can take with you, is the love that you fully give, trusting, allowing, and welcoming it. And, that's really, it's part of how I breathe.
Oh, I love that part. Yeah, that's who you are. Let me, I'm just receiving. Usually I take a lot of notes. I will too, but there is a transmission in your sharing, because you come from love, as love, through love, and the choice of love that you have done, you remind me, and you spoke about ecstasy, of the ecstatics, right? The ecstatics that we know them, especially in the culture of India, which I deeply love. I wrote a book about India called India, the Journey of a Lifetime. The ecstatics were so devoted to the call of spirit, so devoted to the benevolence of love, so devoted that usually the ecstatics, like teachers, spiritual teachers like Ananda Mohima, the hugging guru Ama, and so many others that were just totally devoted to claim the divine, to breathe the divine, to be breathed by the divine, and be all they could be at the service of others. That you remind me of that. But that ecstasy that you speak of, reminds me of a saying that says, I didn't come here to teach you. I came here to love you. Life will teach you. Right?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, this is so juicy. I can't wait to see you. I just feel like, okay, the podcast, I gotta, that's been in my awareness to be able to be with you on Satya and soon. But let's talk about ecstasy, Suzanne, because I really feel in the transmission beyond your words, I feel medicine for these times. I feel a call to action for the evolutionaries. I feel kind of, and you and your beloved know very well, and you actually both introduced me to transurfing. This love that you speak from and as love, I believe it's medicine for the times to collapse the pendulums of all these ignorant darkness, things that are going on. So let's talk about ecstasy. Let's talk about
Let's
the
go there.
medicine of love.
Let's go there. Yes. Ecstasy is our birthright. Ecstasy is how, we arrived here. We arrived here ecstatically. No matter how it is you got here, there was nothing once, and then there's become something. And you are that something. We are that something. We're the yes of the divine. That is ecstasy. It's yes. It's like this one is so beloved that they are now here. This is you. This is me. This is life itself. And Yvonne, when you said, I want to write things down, but right now I can't write things down. This is also about ecstatic living. Ecstatic living, you hardly even have time to write things down because you're just so caught in the frequency of life. You are absolutely taken by love. And really, if we really let go into that ecstatic oneness that we are, when I say oneness, that means the unity of all beings. We are one with all beings. There is no one who is not us. No one who is not us. Everyone is part of our family. Everyone is our mother. Everyone is our father. Everyone is our sister and our brother, and our beloved is everyone. And if you can really get that sense, if you can take a moment to just go deep inside and recognize that there is no one who is not a family member of yours. And to the one that you turn away and you say, no, not that one, that is an opportunity again for you to drop into ecstasy of love, because the ecstasy of love is bottomless. There is no end to that. There is no end to it. And the moment where you separate yourself from that and say, no, that's not it. Oh, no, what they're saying is different from what I'm saying. That's not it. You've taken yourself out of the bottomless opportunity of the juicy, exquisite, delightful morsels of the divine given to you, because you are that ecstasy. Let go into it, allow it, trust it, become one with it and one with all, and you will recognize how beautiful this life is, what a gift it is, no matter where you are.
you know, I get